looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy on we doing Monday morning quarterback. Wait a minute. Not Monday morning, it's Tuesday night. Well, I'm late. I know I'm on vacation, things moving, I'm traveling, I'm doing things. I'm not telling y'all my location, it's none of your business, but we are moving around, we're doing different things, and I'm enjoying my time. I'll be back in the studio on next Monday, I believe. But we enjoying ourselves, we doing our thing. We are here to talk about some big news in the NFL and with the Brooklyn Nets, talking about Ime Udoka might be the next new coach. Where did this come from? I thought Matt Barnes said he was not gonna get another job. When did this happen? Also, Steve Nash fired. Of course, he had to be fired for him to be the coach, but it was been an interesting week. The champs are 3-5. We gotta talk about that. The champs are 3-5. Brooklyn and the Lakers that combined for what, 3 wins? At least Golden State got more just as many wins than the Lakers and Nets combined. Still got a losing record. We got some college football. We got a bunch of different stuff. I appreciate y'all. We about to get into it. See y'all right after this.
OVR.
Let's talk about this. First off, Matt Barnes told me Ime Udoka did something so tragic that he'll never get another job. Apparently, they came out today that he is actually out here sending illicit pics. Apparently, allegedly, that what one report says. I have no clue if that's true. They said he sent it to multiple women on the staff. That's why Boston had a problem with him, and I have no clue if that's true. I have no clue. But apparently, the Brooklyn Nets want him as the head coach. And Matt Barnes was wrong. And it still confuses me because I'm confused about the Stephen A. Smith situation. Like, why are they so willing to get rid of him? Did he send a message to the wrong person's wife? And why was it so bad that he couldn't get another job? Was Matt Barnes over exaggerating? How bad was the situation? Why did they tell Stephen A. Smith he should stop talking about something because he don't know all the information? What did they know? We still haven't figured nothing out, and he's got a new job. Apparently, looks like he might have a new job. I don't know what's going on. This is the strangest situation I've ever seen in my life. And not only that, it's like all the old guards who I grew up with. Well, not quite grew up with. When I started getting in college, who were the guys at that point? They seem to be falling off from the Aaron Rodgers to the Tom Brady's to the that crew to the LeBrons and the Steph Currys and all these people. I'm like, oh, the young boys are taking over now. You're starting to see Lamar Jackson's win. You start seeing Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes been winning, but you see him winning. So you start seeing these the people that win now. You see the Giannis's and Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland is very slept on, by the way. But you start seeing these people starting to win, and it's like an interesting thing, right? I don't know y'all thoughts on this. Let me know how y'all feel about this situation. How do you feeling about how everything's going down? Like, do you feel like it's a shift in eras? That's what this episode is supposed to be, a shift in eras, where all of a sudden the young kids are the main, the ones we didn't grow up. The ones I saw was like I saw these people in high school. I'm saying Pat Mahomes in high school, and now he's like, and I was like out of college, and now all of a sudden he's the man of the league. Josh Allen, the same thing. When Jared came in, I'm like, okay, he's another one. He looked like he ain't got it. Got a new coach, got his stuff together. He had all the talent, but he became the man. You see Lamar Jackson just be that dude. Like I said, Donovan Mitchell, Giannis. You see John Morant, Eden. Utah Jazz, by the way, they are a very slept on team because that's just good coaching. They took people that the Lakers had and other teams had that they get traded for and made them look really good. It's an interesting thing. I don't want this video to be too long, so we're gonna try to get over there. I just want to talk about a little bit about NBA. What's going on? Do you think Ime Udoka and the net? I think Udoka. I was telling them earlier they should have got Mike D'Antoni. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I thought Mike D'Antoni. Why? Because I don't think they're gonna commit to defense. I don't know if those character traits at their age with the Nets are capable of doing defense. So I was like, yo, maybe put Ben at 5, put Durant at 4, Joe Harris at 3, Seth Curry at 2, and Kyrie at 1, and just tell them to get Ben, get the rebound and run. They already getting out rebounded by like 20 rebounds. Ben Simmons the best rebounder, but he holding the best guard, right? He's holding the best guard out there, so he can't rebound. And he's the best rebounder on the team. So just put him at the 5 and let him. He might get killed by Embiid or somebody, but other than that, who in the East? I was telling Monray earlier. Shout out to Monray. Who in the East is a beast to him? This besides who? Embiid? He'll hold Brook Lopez instead of Giannis, or maybe he'll hold Giannis and Kevin Durant hold Brook Lopez. Like, what are they doing? That's all I'm saying. Like, who they're that team ain't built well. They do got a few like interesting pieces, but the team is not really built well. I don't think they'll commit to defense regardless of the coach. They gave up a 17-2 run when they was up what 6 today. It's just not a good look. I don't know what to do. Like y'all let me know about y'all thoughts on that. How y'all think about my lineup? Joe Harris at 3, Seth Curry at 2, Kyrie at 1, Durant at 4, Ben at 5, and let them run. The one thing Steve Nash failed to do is he didn't give Ben the right way to run. And I'm sorry, having O'Neal, Ben, and Claxton on the court and half court was miserable. Them 3 people, they don't really score well in half court. You wasn't getting points from them. And Kyrie and Kevin Durant had to score all the points. And then they not really giving nothing on defense. Like they have no defensive thing. So that's the thing about that. I just want to know y'all thoughts on that. Let me know how y'all feel about my idea. What you think they can do? Would my idea work? Do you have another idea? Do you think Ime got a plan? Maybe they respect Ide and they'll give him more effort. Ime Udoka. Because he did coach. I think he has coached Durant and Kyrie before. Is he gonna tell Ben to run? Because Ben is literally gonna be scoring 6 points a game unless you tell him to run. Because he is so frightened to score in half court. He is so frightened to score in half court. Let me know y'all thoughts. What can the Lakers do? Lakers just old. I don't know what else you can tell about the Lakers. Philly seem to be getting right, but that's causing Embiid hurt. And like I said, I don't know if Embiid and Harden fit well. Not coached under Doc Rivers. Y'all know how I feel about Doc. We don't have to get in that again, but I don't know. Like, what y'all think? Do y'all think Ben at 5, Durant at 4, Joe Harris at 3, Seth at 2, and Kyrie at 1 is what they need to do? That's how I feel. Because Ben the best rebounder. And like I said, Embiid will probably do him dirty, but he already hold Giannis. He hold Giannis anyway. So I don't know how much worse he can get. I'm trying to think. Jokic's in the West. I'm trying to think who else a big dominant center that would bully Ben. Cleveland not a big team. And most people do small ball. Like I don't understand. Let's go talk about some football. We're gonna start off with college football and then we're gonna get in some pro football. We ain't gonna try to stay on this too long. But we got some games right here. I don't know if y'all can see. We have NC State beat Virginia Tech. We predicted that right. Utah beat Washington State. That was a better game than I thought it was gonna be. This is the game I lost on. Notre Dame versus Syracuse. I was very disappointed the way Syracuse played, but Notre Dame thing's starting to get right. Notre Dame is really starting to get right in their the way they approach. I don't know if it's like the new coach, he was getting used to doing what he's doing, but in preparations and all that stuff, because I know being a defensive coordinator, you usually do very well in that situation, but it's not really. But he probably got into preparation and stuff, so I'm shouting out. I'm wishing my brother well. They were calling for him to be fired, but he's doing very well now. Ohio State, Penn State. Penn State choked. It was what 22-15, and all of a sudden they just started turning the ball over, giving up big plays. What's the number 44 name? What's his name on this team? He had 2 picks. There you go. JT 44, JT Tumala, 3 tackles, 2 sacks, fumble recovery, 2 picks, a touchdown. Man was killing it. CJ Stroud did his thing, 354 yard, 1 touchdown. Penn State did a good job of like stopping them from getting the end zone offense, but they were moving the ball, but they really couldn't score until like them big plays started happening. We had TCU West Virginia. TCU won at 41-31. That was a decent game. This game shocked me too. Kansas State swept 48-0 Oklahoma State. I don't even know if Oklahoma State even prepared for that game. I don't even know if they prepared. UCF upset Cincinnati, which wasn't quite upset, but it was a little upset. Oregon been doing their thing since they lost to Georgia, which is why I put Georgia #1 on my list, but it don't matter because I see Georgia today got ranked #2 behind Tennessee. They play each other next week. That's gonna be decided who #1 next week. That's gonna decide who the #1 team and probably the #1 team going in. We're gonna talk about that Friday on Friday Night Lights featuring Uniqo Williams. We're gonna talk about that. Wake Forest, Louisville. I'm disappointed in Wake Forest. I thought they had more, but again, they don't have the scoring. We have Kentucky, Tennessee 44-6. USC 45-37. I said that game was gonna be close. I'm not disappointed. Michigan State. They had that ugly scene where they beat that boy without a helmet. I ain't like that, but Michigan dominated the game. Michigan State, is that the end of Michigan State? Y'all let me know. Michigan State over because the last few years they ain't been as good. We have Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Ole Miss won in a pretty good. That was a really good game. I enjoyed that. Probably was one of my favorite games to watch of the week. UNC beat Pitt and UCLA beat Stanford. Let's go and talk about some NFL. We're gonna get out of here. I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to give a quick update on some stuff because I didn't do it Monday morning quarterback. Where I have to put all this stuff together and I have all the things. Like I said, I'm on vacation. I ain't got my studio. I ain't got all the stats I wanted so I can put it on the screen and all that. So I've been on the move. So I don't know what that was. What was that? It is. We had the Broncos Jaguars in this game. Russell Wilson did throw for 250 yards, like Monte said, but it wasn't really that impressive. Jaguars. I don't know how Jaguars lost this game. Like they had a chance. That's all I gotta say. They had a chance. But the Broncos ended up winning. Dolphins beat the Lions in a game I thought the Dolphins were going to lose. But Tyreek Hill is a monster that cannot be stopped. And they ended up winning this game because, again, Tua let them back. Dolphins got a big lead early. Dan Campbell. I love Dan Campbell, but I don't know if he's a coach. Like, he's like that. He's like the strength coach that you just want to cheer for. We have the Falcons and Panthers. Panthers choked a big lead. That game was absolutely terrible to watch. I don't know if y'all watched the game. It was absolutely terrible. Vikings, Cardinals. Vikings doing what the Vikings do. Some big misplays from the Cardinals on that play by Kyler Murray cost them the game. It was just a little bitty things. It was a little bitty overthrows, a little bit of all that. Cowboys defense, Michael Parsons is a monster. Cowboys defense dominated. I know Skip Bayless telling y'all Cooper Rush. Yo, they have scored more points in this game right here than they did in 2 or 3 of the games that Cooper Rush started combined. Cooper Rush, they haven't scored more than 21 points. They have scored more than 21 points every game. So now it's not only they getting that defense, they're getting scoring. Even though I think Dak still kind of risks it a little bit. He risks it. He risks it. You see that pick right there? He risked it a little bit. But he was safer, 21 for 27. Tony Pollard is the starter. 3 touchdowns, 131 yards, 9.4 yards a carry. Dude, he him. I don't think Zeke didn't play this week. He got the week off, so he get a rest. But Tony Pollard showed why he should be the starting running back. And that's all I gotta say. Even though I think Zeke is bad because he had 3 touchdowns the week before. You want Thunder and Lightning, but Lightning need the ball more at this point in their career. Saints shut down the Raiders in a disappointing game. I don't know. Devontae Adams had -1 yard for my fantasy team. I don't know. I mean, never go 1 point. I don't know how you get a -1 point as a receiver, but he had it. Eagles beat the Steelers. It's a rebuilding year for the Steelers. They just trade Chase Claypool today at the trade deadline. It's wild. They defense. Listen, AJ Brown had more touchdowns in like the first 2 quarters than they had total in this game. They had more points. He had 18 points by himself. They had 13. That was in the first half. Patriots Jets in the most disappointing game of the week because Zach Wilson. I have never seen someone. I saw a tweet that literally says Zach Wilson is Patrick Mahomes if he was blackout drunk. I agree. He was just like it. He literally was It was like first or second down. It wasn't even like he was trying to force it to make a play, and they was only down like a 3 points, a 5 point, a 7 point. It wasn't even trying to make a play. It'll just be a first down that he just throw the ball away, but instead he'll throw it to the sideline, like right on the sideline, and the dude just catch the ball right next to Alabama. I'm like, what are you doing? You're throwing the ball away. Then it was like four jerseys, and he just saw it. He could just throw the ball away again. He outside the pocket. He's close to the line. All he do is dump it out. Instead, he does what he does. Titans, Texans, Derrick Henry looks like he's back in shape, but I don't know how to. I don't know. The Titans been winning, but I don't like how they look. The game I call Seahawks Giants. Seahawks Giants can't score. Their record doesn't it looks impressive, but they really can't score. If their defense don't dominate. And I'm sorry, the Seahawks offense. We can look at the stats right here. The Seahawks offense. Look at it. That's not gonna cut it. They ain't 170 out 53. Look at it. Geno Smith well. Kenneth Walker played well. That's just not gonna cut it. Commanders beat Coach Taylor Heineke came up with some big plays at the end of the game. Sam Eckler played well. I must give him credit. He did play well. He played well, but again, he couldn't get in his zone. Jonathan Taylor back, he got 16 carries. That might be a good thing for the Colts, but I don't know. 3-4-1, the season might be over for them. The season might be over. He might come back too late. 49ers beat the Rams. Christian McCaffrey did everything. You see, he threw a touchdown for 34 yards. He ran a touchdown for 94 yards, and he caught a touchdown with 55 yards. He was a bigger playmaker. He makes the 49ers a threat. And again, Matthew Stafford did not play well. They have no running game. Cooper Kupp is he's starting to throw to Allen Robinson, but the defending champs don't look good. Bills, Packers. Of course, the Bills do what they do, but I'm going to tell y'all something about this game. I was impressed with how the Packers stepped up and a lot of their young receivers started making plays. You might not say it's a big deal, but a lot of their young receivers started making plays. The offensive line started blocking better. It's like they started cohesion throughout the game against a really good team. Bengals and Browns, most disappointing game of the week. Bengals could not block nobody, and they got bullied on defense. Bullied on defense. They couldn't block Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow got sacked, I know, 4 times in the third quarter, by the third quarter. We see 101 yards from Nick Chubb, 42 for Kareem Hunt. Just dominant. Jacoby Brissett was doing his thing. 6 carries for 12 yards, so he was running, had a touchdown. Amari Cooper, he did throw a pick. Amari Cooper had 131 yards. Amari Cooper played very well at home. We know that. Let me know what else y'all want to talk about this week. We had some trades today, NFL trade deadline. We had the NFL trade deadline. I know some big trades happened. We got to talk about today. There's some big trades. We had Bradley Chubb. He went away. He went to. I'm just getting this list up so we can see all of who was traded. Bradley Chubb went. The Chiefs activated their first round pick, Trent McDuffie. He is back. He's finally from injury reserve. I'm trying to see who all got traded. Bradley Chubb went to the Miami Dolphins for 2023 San Francisco first round pick, a 2024 fourth, and Chase Edmonds. They traded them for Bradley Chubb. So the Broncos added a running game and some picks. I think they gave up on the season. I think that's what that means. I think they basically gave up the season. Chase Claypool went to the Bears. My guy, TJ Hawkinson, he's at the Vikings now. Trading their division. That's a very interesting trade. Those are some of the biggest trades this week. Those are some of the trades I want to get into. By the way, Shaq Gilchrist is having an amazing season. I don't want people to sleep on that. I don't want y'all to talk about Shaq is averaging 35, 5, 2, and 2 this year. Just when y'all said it. I'm out of here. I appreciate y'all watching because I am sleepy. See y'all. When do I see y'all again? Might not see y'all the Saturday. See y'all Saturday. I don't know. I won't see you Saturday. Yes, I will probably see y'all Saturday. I'll let y'all know if I do another show. Follow the like and subscribe. Follow the channels below. All that stuff. Follow the main channel, the gaming channel, sports channel. I might be on the gaming channel. I don't know. I appreciate y'all.